What's going on, YouTube? This your boy D coming at y'all with my first YouTube video. I just want to give y'all my preview on this championship game. Man, it has been a long season. All of my Alabama fans, it has been a long season, but we all know what time it is, though. You know, all of my real Alabama fans, we all know what time it is because it's championship time, baby. It's time to go and put the work in. Georgia fans, hey man, I'm not even gonna spew hate at you guys because I honestly I like you guys. Y'all are the little bros. I like y'all. But hey man, when it's time for to put the shoulder pads on, it's time to get on that big stage. It's our time to shine. You know, we're not taking no mercy or none of that. But enough of the trash talk. Let's talk about some facts. Um, Fact number one, we're the underdogs once again. I don't have a problem with being an underdog because especially not with the way we perform in our last game and pretty much all the games that we have been underdogs. We've overperformed in those games. So I like the fact that you guys are giving us that rat poison that Nick Saban talks about all the time and, giving us some motivation. Even though I feel like, regardless of whether we had the advantage or not, we're going to come and play football anyway. Alabama is known for winning championships. You know what I'm saying? You come to Alabama, you come to get a ring. That's just that. And a lot of people, they they go against us, and I can understand why. It's understandable why everybody hates Alabama. We win every year. I'm sorry. I was born this way. It's in my blood. I was Montgomery, Alabama, for a majority of my life. So, this is just a team that, I've seen my whole life that I always wanted to win. And I remember us having 7-win seasons. That I remember that. I'm not too young to go back to those days, but you know, it's wonderful now being in that position to where we had to hear other teams, talk crap about us and to see other teams win the natties and oh, you guys haven't won a championship in, forever. We was in the same shoes that Georgia was in. Everybody talked about, oh, you guys are, yeah, but you haven't won a championship in, however long. But now we're in a position where, we're, back at the top, winning championships, obviously, again. And I just want to take a second to say, you know, thank you, Alabama, because as a fan, and I feel like a lot more Alabama fans should feel this way. You've given us anything we can ask for. At least this generation of Alabama fans that's been able to actually watch and enjoy and witness, this dynasty. You've given us everything that we could ever ask for. Like, you've given us 6 championships. Like, a lot of people, a lot of fans across the nation, across sports and period, they will never see their team win one, let alone multiple championships. So this is really a blessing, and I really hope that true Alabama fans see this for what it is and appreciate it. But back to today, we're going to win this national championship. A lot of people been saying that Georgia is an overall better team than us, and again, I can see and understand why people would say that, but again, we have been the top 5 in recruiting for the last 8 years, somewhere around there. So yeah, you guys may have a good team this year, but I honestly don't think that you guys have the depth like we have. Like, yeah, you guys have a good starting, 11 on both sides of the field. Questionable at quarterback, you know. Everybody wants to give him hope, and I get it. He's the underdog. It would be a Cinderella story, but, you know, if I'm looking at, what everybody else is looking at, I don't expect Stetson Bennett to do anything other than what Stetson Bennett has always done against quality teams. You know, so hey, that is what it is on that. But as far as the depth, when we're going in the third and the fourth quarter, bro, we have first and second rounders coming in and out of the game. We're keeping fresh bodies on the field. We're going to wear them down. Like, the problem is with, y'all starting 11 being so great, you still have to have those backups come in and produce at that same level. That's what makes Alabama so great. Even when somebody falls out, we do have an injury or, any mishaps, everybody may not know them, but they can come in and still make a play for us. Like the young guy, I think his name is Jacoby Brooks, came in, major play. He's a freshman, he's just now getting started. He came in off of what was it, an ejection? So, I just, and then Slade Bolden, he comes in and he steps up in the last game that we had. Even he's not a freshman or anything, but it's still talent is what I'm trying to display. They may not be the big names, but these are NFL talents. These are great young men on this roster that deserve more respect, I feel. Yeah, they may not get as much playing time that they, can get that notoriety. But you got to look at it. It's Alabama. We have so much talent. Like, our mission, I feel, is to send players to the NFL. Give them a national championship, send them to the NFL. That has been the cycle for the last 10 years. Even we won 7 out of the 10. Well, 6 out of the 10. It's going to be 7 this year, if you count this year. But get them a national championship, get them in the NFL. First round. It's been a repeating cycle. I can name so many off the back of my hand, that's been first round, and that's still balling in the league, And another thing is, they talk about our Heisman. They used to talk about us not having any Heismans. We have 4 Heismans now under Nick Saban, tied for the most of any coach. So if we get another Heisman, he'll break that record as well. Just doubting Nick Saban in general, I just don't feel like it's a good idea because, I feel like any game that we have lost, and I'm talking about out of all of the years that I've watched us under Nick Saban, any of the games that we've lost, nobody has really beat us. We've beaten ourselves. So, with that being said, it's just hard for me to really be fearful of Georgia. I don't feel like they're better than LSU. Now, LSU, they was an exceptional team. They had exceptional talent. Georgia, they have, exceptional talent at a lot of their positions, but, at the very most important position, it's shaky. So you still have to have somebody throwing the ball. I mean, I don't really know about Georgia's wide receivers like that. I mean, I know they got the tight end and McCockley, 83. I mean, those are like their big guys, I guess, but they're not really threats. I mean, I'll give it to the tight end. He's been a threat this season. But as far as like their wide ends and their skill positions on the outside, I haven't really, felt like they've really a threat or anything. Their running game is really good, but look at the last game we had, we neutralized that. So, what is there else to worry about with Georgia? Um, I would just say, we have to keep our offensive intensity up. We cannot be conservative, which we already know that because we realized that the last game. But I feel like even more so now, because we did beat them so convincingly, that I don't want us to be so conservative that we don't, take advantage when we need to. Because at that point, that's when it becomes us beating ourselves. I don't want to see that. But I'm not gonna lie, I do have a lot of respect for Georgia. I actually like Georgia. Um, as far as the fans and trolling each other and stuff like that, I feel like they're in the position that Alabama was before we got post Nick Saban. A lot of people talked about us. We didn't win the championship in X amount of years and whatnot. But you know, they do have a good chance at winning. Don't get me wrong. I want Alabama to win. I feel like we're going to win, but they have a chance. Don't think I'm just coming on here and talking trash like the game is just over already, because we still have to play. But just going off of the facts that we have, and the history that we have, and what has transpired so far, I have the utmost confidence in Alabama, regardless of what the media says and the naysayers, because that's what they're supposed to do. If you're not an Alabama fan and we beat you every year, why would you root for that? Why would you root for us? So I mean, it's understandable. But we're gonna use that as fuel, and we're gonna win this game. You know, not too many times that we're underdogs, but I like it. We always come out on top and perform very well. So I'm excited. Um, I think the score of the game, I'm gonna go low. I feel like this game is gonna be a lot more defensive. I feel like we're gonna be. I feel like we can get 30. I feel like we can get a good 30 on them. I feel like 30-14. I feel like we can do that. I feel like that's reasonable. I don't feel like it's gonna be because we still got Bryce, but mm. And that's crazy. Just thinking about the score of the game, like thinking 30 is too little on Georgia, and they're the number one defense. They haven't allowed more than 10 points this entire season, but you know it was not even no more than a touchdown this season. But we altered that. Um, I don't know. I just don't see how they're gonna magically just stop our offense from the last game. I don't see it. Don't see it. I don't see how they're gonna out coach us. I don't see that. Um, but hey, they got a fighting chance because Kirby is a very good. He is a very good coach.